Naturally, whenever you start Oblivion, you're nearly naked. The items that you can have in your inventory won't include anything that's very special. Lacking unique and useful equipment can set you back considerably, giving you a disadvantage when playing the game. One of the first things that you'll want to do is acquire some unique and useful enchanted equipment. Since armor is something you find that's almost entirely dependent upon your level, there's not an incredible number of things that you can do about what you wear. At the same time, high-level armor sets weigh more, and since you'll almost certainly have low strength, carrying around such weight is a bit counterintuitive compared to the loot that you could carry. As they say, the best defense is a good offense, so the first step is to acquire a good weapon. Travel to the market district of the Imperial City and go to Jensen's Good as New merchandise. If you inquire about the subject Thornir, you'll set off a quest line to find out where a rival shop owner, Thornir, gets his inventory.
Selling all sorts of merchandise, he undercuts prices like you wouldn't believe.
Go over to his shop, the Copious Coin Purse, and inquire about his inventory.
What about my inventory?
After not getting anywhere asking him directly, leave the shop and wait in the garden behind the store until around 12 to 2 a.m. You should witness a conversation between Thornir and a man named Agamir.
That you, Agamir?
Shh! Not so loud. How many times have I told you that?
After they speak, follow Agamir back to his house in the Talos Plaza district. Wait in front of his house until 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and break into his house. This part can be easier said than done. As with a low sneak skill, it can sometimes be difficult to remain unseen and not get caught when trying to unlock his front door. For this reason, you should save just before you try to pick the lock. If you wish to use the auto attempt, be aware that it is based on your skill and luck, so you may be more successful trying it manually. Once inside, repeat the process for the door to the basement, then grab the manifest in the table in the corner. Leave Agamir's house, find Thornir again, and present him with the book.
I can't believe what I'm seeing in this book. I'm mortified.
After your conversation, follow the compass to your destination in Green Emperor Way. Once you arrive, you'll have a chat with Agamir, and then you will be forced to kill him, but be careful, he has backup with him. After disposing of the two, all the hard work is done, and you can pick up Agamir's sword, Debaser, the item that we're after. Don't just leave though, that's not all. Aside of the armor set on his companion, check behind the grave of Calbian Trentius on the left, and you can find Calbian's Grim Retort. This is a perfect weapon if you prefer a mace over a blade. Take Agamir's shovel and the key off his corpse, then return to Thornir. He'll give you the last item for this questline, a ring called Weathered Circlet.
Accept this ring as a humble reward. It's the least I can do to say thank you.
The only thing left after this is to receive your cash reward from Jensen.
Now, I'm sure you are waiting to hear about your reward. The Society thanks you for everything you have done. Please, take this gold. Many thanks on behalf of all of us.
The next task is to travel to Way, just across the bridge from the Imperial City. Here you'll find a man named Aelwyn. When you speak to him, make sure that you don't laugh at him. If you do, it is excessively difficult to increase his disposition, so he will speak to you again. Additionally, before you accept his quest, you should save your game, as from time to time this quest will become bugged, and the slaughter fish you are tasked to kill will occasionally not spawn. To complete this quest, all you have to do is follow the compass, then kill and loot each slaughter fish that it leads you to. After collecting a total of 12 scales, return and he will reward you with the ring, Jewel of the Rumere.
I'll give you this ring in trade. I have no use for it anymore, but I imagine that they would be very valuable to someone like you. Thank you, stranger. You've shown me kindness, and I will think of you in the long, comfortable days ahead.
Since you now have your rings and weapon, all that's left is a necklace. First though, you need a few scrolls, so make your way to the market district in the Imperial City. If you're weighted down, you should take this opportunity to sell off as much of your inventory as you can, until you have nothing but the bare essentials. With a fair amount of money on hand, go to the Mystic Emporium and speak with the owner Calendil. You should purchase off him 3 skulls of Beguiling Touch. After having done this, leave the shop and travel to the Bruma East Gate. Once you arrive, go directly to Lyrian's house just past the chapel. When you enter, speak to Karis Renelis and use the Persuasion minigame to boost his disposition towards you till it is at least 70. If you're having significant trouble reaching this number, use the Charm Scroll you recently purchased and it will hopefully put him over if you were at least 12 points away. After raising his disposition high enough, ask him about his investigation. Next, speak with Orlean Lyrian and she will encourage you to do your own investigation. Having spoken with her, your next point of interest is Olav's Tap and Tack, next to the East City Gate. Once inside, speak to Olav the Innkeeper and exploiting the same techniques you used before, persuade his disposition up to at least 70. You should note that it may be necessary to bribe him before using the scroll. When his disposition is high enough, ask Olav about Raynald Draelis and he will give you the key to his room.
Raynald's staying in the last room down the hall upstairs. Here's the key.
Go down the hall and inside the room, check behind the dresser for Gelliborn's journal. Take this book and return to Carius Vernellus at Lyrian's house. Show him the journal, and after a quick exchange of words, return to Olaf's Tap and Tack. Once you're at the inn, wait for 1 hour and you'll have another conversation with Vernellus, and he'll tell you to go to Boreal's Stone Cave. Take the north gate out of Bruma and travel eastwards toward the cave. When you arrive and enter the cavern, you'll encounter Reynold Draelus and have a chat with him.
Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part.
Afterwards, you will be forced into battle. Once you have killed him, loot his body for the keys he has. Use them to open the waterlogged chest and retrieve the amulet inside. Before you leave the cave, though, there are 2 more chests with minor loot in the corridors just off the main cavern that you should grab. Return to Bruma and speak with Erline Lyrian for your final conversation. After speaking with her, she will reward you with the necklace of Phylactery of Litheness.
I hope that the amulet helps keep you safe on whatever roads you may travel.
Now, that would normally be about everything, but there's one final very powerful item that you'll probably want. Travel to the Anvil Lighthouse and turn to the right, to the small island just off the mainland shore. On the west side of the island, if you dive down below the wave, you'll find the ex-owner of a heavily enchanted glass helm called Gleam. This is a very powerful helm that I personally don't like, since it makes dungeon crawling far too easy. I enjoy the challenge of playing Oblivion the hard way, but regardless, it is a very useful headpiece that many of you will most likely want to have.